Te Uriwera, a vast region of remote native forest and historical home to Ngai Tūhoe. Mo te hia rautau a Ngai Tūhoe, e noho ana I ēnei pai maunga me ēnei whārua. Ā, mai rāno e kohe kai ana I ēnei ngahere. Ko te mere tētahi o aua kai rangatira. The Tūhoe Tua Whenua Trust is hopeful that a new honey business based here in Ruatahuna will once again have people enjoying honey from the ngahere, and that it will bring positive impact to the local environment and also to the community.
So in terms of the forest is very important because it's been handed down to us by our parents, and it's our job to make sure that continues into the generations to come. But we, the Tua Whenua, we are the caretakers of the forest for now. And in the meantime, try and create some source of income for the community without damaging or impacting on our forest.
Ko te whakatupu anō I te ngahere I tēnei rohe, tētahi o ngā aronga matua o te uepu. Nā te hekenga o te pāpori manu taketake, kua riro mā ngā pi te hai o ngā rākau taketake e ruirui. Nā kōna hoki te whakaaro kia whakatūria he umanga mahi miere.
The Trust has a kaupapa of firstly protecting the land, and then we have two major goals, and one is around protecting and restoring the ngahere and the ecosystems of our forests and land. But at the same time we have objectives to utilise the land in such a way that the people of the Tua Whenua have some benefit from the land. The honey project, and what has now become our honey business, was born of both of those goals. We cold called Dennis Watson, who is a beekeeper and has a big honey production operation in the Wairarapa, and he didn't know us, but he was interested in supporting something for Maori development, so he very kindly agreed to donate some hives to our honey operation, and that's how we started. So on the utilisation side, it provides us with the potential for a commercial base for the Trust, from which we would be able to make returns to owners of the land. On the protection and restoration of our ngahere side, the bees in the forest are an important part of the ecosystem in that they assist with pollination and ensure that there's seeding and fruiting of our forests each year. The key thing that we've found in the last 10 years, since the varroa mite has been in New Zealand, it's wiped out all the feral honey beehives throughout our forest, and it's only through having managed beehives that we're able to maintain a bee population.
I mārama te uepu Tua Whenua o Tūhoe, ko te poipoi I te pāpori pi, tētahi wahanga nui o te whakaora anō I te ngahere. Nā reira e toru ngā koromaki o te whakatū I te hōtaka Manawa Honey. Tuatahi he whakatū umanga whaihua ki tēnei rohe tūwao, tuarua he whakatū tūranga mahi, tuatoru he āwhina I te whakatipuranga mai anō o te ngahere. Ko te mahi mā tāmua, he whakangungu I ngā tangata o te hapori.
I was approached by the Trust if I wanted to take on a training opportunity to do with the bees, and well, at the time I knew nothing about the bees, so I was not hesitant, but you know, there's not many employment opportunities here in Ruatahuna, so we thought it was a good avenue to try out. They approached a company in Masterton, and they offered to take on a trainee and train us up and do all they could to help us start out. So yeah, that was 4 years ago, I think, and yeah.
I knew absolutely nothing about bees other than they sting and make honey. Yeah, I just went in and started. But I learned heaps in the last 2 years. Been doing like a paper with Telford studying, a beekeeper's course, and this teaches you everything about bee anatomy and the flowers and everything to do with the bee and yeah, the industry. Just being around Nick, because he had been doing it for 2 years, and I just saw how he was and how he was relaxed about it, and I pretty much just copied what he was doing.
So this is one of our hives here. So the first thing we do is take the lid off. Yeah, this is an empty honey box. They never got filled up during the season, so we just left it on there as space for the bees to live in. And this is the queen excluded and stops the queen from coming up into the other boxes. So this is the brood box, what we call the brood box, where all the queen and all her workers live. Each of these brood boxes probably contains about 20,000 bees. This is the frame, and this is what we call the brood. The queen lays into the cells, lays an egg in, and then the worker bees put food into it for it to eat, and then they cap it over, and in about 3 weeks a new bee will hatch out of there. And the queen probably can lay about, at her peak, 1,800 eggs a day. Might be biased. Our honey compared to others is it's a lot sweeter and cleaner. Yeah, it's got a real unique taste, I think.
Do you think that has to do with the environment that they're in?
Yeah, the environment around us, I think, has a lot to do with it. They say that because the bees use water, so the cleaner the water is, the better the honey's going to be. So we've got some of the best water in the world here, so that contributes to it. Our clean green uruwera forest, and what more could you say? That says it all right there.
E haere ake nei, ko te miere manuka te miere rongonui o Aotearoa. Engari, kaore ngā piorua tāhuna i te mōhio ki tērā. E rua te kaumārima ngā tūtanga whenua e tiakina ana e te ue pūtua whenua tūhoi i te whārua orua tāhuna. Ia rātau e whakapeto ngoe ana ki te whakaora anō i te ngahere ki tōna āhua o mua, ka tūpono ngā kaimahi ki te whakaaro kia whakatū umanga miere i ngā pī o te rohe. Ko te whainga tuatahi kia mahia he miere manuka, engari he whakatau anō tā ngā pī o te urewera.
The wonderful thing about the indigenous forest in New Zealand, our ngahere, particularly here in Ratahuna, is that a number of the trees are actually designed for pollination by birds, and so they have this surplus of nectar that's really for the bird population. And that's like a mecca for bees because they just simply drip with nectar, and that makes it very easy for the bees to collect that nectar to then make their honey.
Nō reira, hea tēnei momo rākau, Brenda?
This is a mahoi tree, and the mahoi tree is a major part of our honey operation. It's a key tree from which the bees collect their nectar to make honey. The mahoi tree has got a botanical name, Melicytus ramiflorus. Melicytus comes from two words in Greek, meli, which is honey, and kaitos, which is a receptacle. So we refer to it as a little honey pot, and that's the nature of the flower and how the nectar is, or the place where the nectar is held, is on the flower. The bee comes to the flower and it comes for pollen and nectar, and they're making mahoi honey, of course, from the nectar that's collected from the flower. We also have manuka in the bush, but interestingly we don't get any manuka production in our area, although we have hillsides of it. But as long as there's native bush around it, the bees will prefer to go to the other types. And we've consistently found this every year since we've been in operation.
Manuka honey is obviously the top thing at the moment, and especially in the honey industry. And we're just coming from a different point in trying to put our unique, difference in there, and that's Maui. Has a different taste. It's light on the palate. It's quite a light coloured honey, and when it's running, it's really golden. Yeah. We were fortunate enough to be gifted 50 hives back in 2011 to basically start us off with our honey business. And we doubled, actually. We went into 120 hives and we produced 2 tonne of honey. So that was our first real harvest. Branding is unique. Maui honey has had its challenges, and those are around the type of honey. So no one else in New Zealand produces Maui honey. Honey businesses just mix it in as a bush blend and mix it into manuka or sell it branded as a bush blend. So trying to educate people about what mahui is and where it comes from, yeah, that's where the challenges lie.
Why do you smoke the hives?
The smoke incites sort of panic, so they start just eating honey. After they've eaten honey, they're a bit more passive, I suppose. Yeah, so that's a honey super there that we harvest our honey from. Should be full of capped honey frames. So all we're going to do is we'll take it off the hive and we'll sit it on this rack and we blow all the bees out to get rid of the bees. Because we're going to extract them, we don't want any bees in the boxes. Once we've got rid of all the bees, we just chuck it on the back of the truck and cover it up. Yeah, this is a capped frame of honey. It's all just covered in wax cappings, so it's ready to go and get extracted.
Hey Nick.
Hey.
How's it going?
Yeah, going good. Just bought some onions to have a look at. So what we have here is a freshly harvested box of honey, and I'll pull out a frame to show you. Yeah, this is a fully capped frame of honey. So yeah, if you feel this frame, it's quite heavy, so looking at about 3, maybe 4 kgs of honey in there. It takes them, when there's a good nectar flow in the bush, maybe 2.5 weeks to fill up a box. But if you had drawn out frame, which we'll end up having eventually, they can do it in 5 days.
So the drawn out frame is the one that's got the comb in it already, which is what you're going to get back from your processing plant.
Yeah, and that's been a big job for us starting out as a new business, is going from new gear to getting drawn out frames and stuff like that. We're pretty much starting from scratch.
Kaore he whare tātari o Manawa Honey New Zealand I tēnei wā. Nā reira, ka tukunga ngā taitapa mere ki wāhi ke tātari tia ai. Tuatahi ka waruwaru hia te wāki, kātahi ka tukunga ngā taitapa ki te pūrere tātari kia turuturu mai ai te mere. Kia mutu te puawaitanga o ngā rākau o te ngahere, ka mutu hoki te wā kohi mere. Engari, ara atua anō ngā mahi hei whakatika mo te puawaitanga e whai ake nei.
We've got a number of kaimahi. We've got about 3 or 4 kaimahi that work on a part-time basis. So we've, with the trust and the Manawa business, we've got a strategy and policies around trying to create employment. So it's a job shared thing. Our current jobs are not full-time at the moment, but we've got a number of guys who are skilled in different areas and utilising those skills like beekeeping for that industry, as well as woodworking for creating the boxes and that sort of mahi, so yeah.
Like we make up our own hives that they're sent in from Rotorua, and we bang them all up together. They come like in these types of like pallets with all the pieces we need. Then after that we have bases which we make ourselves for the hive to sit on. So the hive goes on there. We paint all our hives up over here. And then down here we have some frames which haven't been worked on from the bees yet. So that's just an empty frame. But they look like this. So this is foundation, they call it. And this is what the bees do to the empty frames. And this is where we store the honey in these. Basically, we have to make up about another 2,000 or so boxes for this year.
Taro ake nei, ka ako tātou I ngā tikanga kohi mere I tēnei ngahere I ngā wā o mua. Kaore wā te nuinga o ngā iwi tikanga kohi mere, engari kia ngai tūhoi I te urewera, mai rāno te mere e whāngai ana I te iwi, whakatipuranga atu, whakatipuranga mai. I tupu ake a korotau tāmi ana I te urewera, ā kai te maumahara ia ki ngā tikanga kohi mere o mua, hei kai mā te iwi.
O te nana o mere, kai roto tērā I nā mahere, nā mahere o kupāke kei tērā wā. Ai te maramara tau ki nā wahana o te tau, āhea nā miere, āhea nā miro, āhea nā tawa, āhea nā piko, āhea nā kouka, ne e rā momo mea katoa. Kai te māta tau rā tau ki e rā orana ai te pūtai au. Ana hoki te koe ke puchi ana. Ana ka puchi ana te rangi ora ka re pai nā miere mō te kai. Kai te kororo tātou mō nā miere o mua. Ka re anō nā beehives ki a tā mai ki tēnei au. Ana koe nā te wai o tāna wāhi ka mea nā pī. Kai iruna I te rā kau, kai iruna rā nōra. Ara, te rā pekai haerera, ka haere tu te pīhire, te kuini. Te wāhi kā tau te kuini, a wāhi pērā. Nai e tahi kā pīhiruna I te rā kau, wa mea he maki. Hei pīhiruna, ana, kwa heri atu koe nā mea kai te auahi. Wa tahuna, ana kai te auahi. Hare I te mura. Nari kai te auahi, hei whakarāru I nā pī. O tēnei te taura, he maki, koe nei te maki, hei piki ki te rākau. Nai te wai au e tamuri ki ana ko hau te maki. A me au ki te piki ki te, ki te heri te, e nari, no muri mai, ka ki tea, koe nā te maki. Kūmea. Ara.
Ka pai.
Ne, ana, ana kua whika si koe I kona, ne, ana kua whia si kiru nātu. A pai? Me tuku? Ai, kia mau.
The Trust has always looked back to its history and where we've come from, and the land and the people of this land. So the mātauranga of the ngahere and of this land inspires us in all that we do. We have worked hard to forge relationships with science organisations throughout New Zealand that are relevant to what we do. And when we come to the honey business, there's no difference. So we've worked really hard to understand the biology of the bee and training our beekeepers in these things, not just in the beekeeping, but to understand bee behaviour and why it happens, and then to understand what's really happening in our bush and to observe what the bees are doing in our bush.
Te tai o nā tino wawata te Tua Whenua Trust. He kimi I tahi āhua tā e whai oranga ai nā mokopuna me nā tamai ana ko te miere tēnā. Wene te koha te Tua Whenua Iauna, ki nā mokopuna, ki nā tamaniki o roto rua tāhuna nei. O tira o te ao, ko te mea kaite, ko nā mātau rana kua whakaimi tia mai, kia mātau, kua inai nei, kua mahi tai.
Ko te wehe whare pī, tētahi o ngā mahi nui I te mutunga o ia hikutau kohi miere. Mā reira ka huarua ake ngā whare pī hei puna miere mā Manawa Honey New Zealand. Ko te hiahia kia 2,000 ngā whare pī hei te tau 2,000
First thing we'll do is we'll look through this hive for the queen in this hive and we'll set her aside so that we don't end up with 2 queens in the new hive. So we're gonna, once we find her, we'll set her aside and then we'll start removing some brood and honey and bees into the new hive. All right, yeah, there's a queen bee, I found her. She's over here. So we'll just set this frame aside, we'll put it over there out of the way, and now we'll start making a split. So here we've got an empty box with drawn out frames in. So what we'll do is we're going to take half of these frames out of here and set them over here. And these are all drawn out frames that had honey in, and we're going to use them as brood frames now. So we're going to go into our parent hive and find some good frames of brood. So we're going to put this into the new hive. Probably going to take 3 of these out and put them into the new into the split, because we're starting a new colony and all that's going to be in there is the bees that are on these frames. So the more brood we have, the more new bees that are going to hatch in the new hive. And the parent hive has already got a lot of bee numbers in there, and the old queen she'll just lay these frames out. So that the old hive will pick up quite quickly compared to the new hive. It's just a honey frame, honey and pollen, that one. Just a bit of feed for the bees, so we'll put that in there. So that's ready to go now. All we have to do is put our queen in. This is a mated queen in a cage. We buy them off queen bee breeders, and we put one of these in each of our new hives, and they come with the nurse bees that look after and feed the queen and all that. We'll put it in the middle of all the brood and the bees to keep her warm, and within about 24 hours all these bees here will realise that this is their new queen and they would have started a new colony. So we'll just slip that in there between the brood frames. Close it up. This is a feeder. We put this on and we fill it up with sugar syrup. We use bracken ferns so the bees don't drown in the sugar syrup. So we'll put that on, and we won't come back to this hive for about 2 weeks, because it takes about 2 weeks for that queen to settle down and start laying. And so yeah, and then hopefully by then she would have started laying eggs and got us a new hive there. So, and this is how we're going to increase our numbers going into the future. One of our hopes in the future is to start breeding our own queens. Most commercial honey businesses have their own queen bee breeders. It becomes a full-time job. When you're looking at, I suppose, thousands of hives, that means thousands of queens, and expense-wise, it's a big cost to us. So it'll help, I suppose, support our business, and it could also become another, I suppose, arm of our business. You know, we could potentially be selling queen bees of our own to other honey companies.
You walk in the forest, you hear the hum of the bees. You walk in your forest, you hear the song of the birds. Hey, all those things. Koina te wawata in terms of the big picture, in terms of the continuation of our forest. is having all those things there.